Hello, my elementary students. How are all of you? Hope you're having a good night. I hope you have on your most cozy pajamas, your fluffiest slippers, and your favorite stuffed animal. We are going to read tonight A Charlie Brown's Christmas by Charles M. Schulz. Christmas time was here, the time when snowflakes fell softly and the sounds of carols rang through the air. It was the time filled with happiness, and for children everywhere, it was their favorite time of the year. Is that true? Is Christmas time your favorite time of the year? But one little boy wasn't feeling very excited about Christmas. I just don't understand Christmas, Charlie Brown said as a light snow began to fall. I might be getting presents, sending Christmas cards, and decorating trees, but I'm still not happy. I always end up feeling depressed. You're the only person I know who can take a wonderful season like Christmas time and turn it into a problem, Linus replied. Lucy's right. Of all the Charlie Browns in the world, you are the Charlie Brownest. At the local skating pond, the boys found their friends playing a round of Crack the Whip. Snoopy grabbed Linus's blanket to draw him onto the ice, but he caught Charlie Brown in it and sent him flying into a snowbank. Charlie Brown wasn't surprised. Things like that always happened to him. And the holiday season, when he didn't get cards and even his own dog ignored him, only made it more obvious. He needed someone to talk to. Poor guy, he feels kind of depressed this holiday season. So Lucy dashed over to the psychiatry booth to meet Charlie Brown. May I help you? She asked. I am in sad shape, Charlie Brown replied with a sigh. My trouble is Christmas. I just don't understand it. Instead of feeling happy, I feel sort of let down. So there he is with Lucy. Lucy knew just how to fix Charlie Brown's problem. You need to get involved in a Christmas project, she declared. How would you like to be the director of a Christmas play? Me? But I don't know anything about directing a Christmas play, Charlie Brown said. Don't worry, I'll be there to help you, Lucy said. I'll meet you in the auditorium. Just then, Snoopy walked past carrying a box filled with decorations. Charlie Brown followed Snoopy back to his doghouse. Look at Snoopy. He is going to decorate his doghouse. What's going on here? Charlie Brown asked. Snoopy handed him a flyer and Charlie Brown read, Find the true meaning of Christmas, win money, 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 money at the spectacular, super colossal lights and display contest. Oh no, my own dog has gone commercial. I can't stand it. Charlie Brown threw the flyer on the ground. I love Snoopy. On his way to the auditorium, he ran into his sister, Sally. I've been looking for you, big brother, she said sweetly. Sally knew exactly what she wanted, but her list was so long. She decided it would be easier to ask for money. How about 10s and 20s, she suggested. 10s and 20s? Oh, even my baby sister. Charlie Brown groaned. Surely Christmas was about more than money and presents. That's Charlie Brown and his sister, Sally. In the auditorium, the whole Peanuts gang danced to a jazzy tune that Schroeder played on his piano. Charlie Brown walked onto the stage. Let's get right down to work, he said. It's important that you pay strict attention to the director. Am I right? I said, am I right? But no one paid any attention to Charlie Brown. They had started dancing again. Stop the music, Charlie Brown yelled. We're going to do this play and we're going to do it right. Lucy, pass out those scripts and costumes. One by one, the kids found out their roles in the play. Frida would play the innkeeper's wife. Pigpen would play the innkeeper. Shermie would play the shepherd. And Snoopy would play all the animals in the script, and even the one that weren't. Let's rehearse the scene at the end, directed Charlie Brown. Let's take it from the top. Places, action. But once more, the kids started dancing and fooling around. Charlie Brown rolled his eyes. He can't get them to focus. "That does it," Charlie Brown exclaimed. "If we're going to get this play off the ground, we've got to have cooperation." "Let's face it," replied Lucy. "We all know that Christmas is a big commercial racket." "Well, this is one play that's not going to be commercial," Charlie Brown insisted. "We need the proper mood. We need a Christmas tree." Lucy nodded excitedly. "A great big shiny aluminum Christmas tree. That's it, Charlie Brown. You get the tree, I'll handle the crowd." "Okay, I'll take Linus with me. The rest of you practice your lines," Charlie Brown said firmly. "Get the biggest aluminum tree you can find, Charlie Brown," called Lucy. "Yeah, do something right for a change, Charlie Brown," added Peppermint Patty, as the boys walked into the cold winter night. They followed a set of gleaming spotlights to a Christmas tree lot. It was filled with shiny metal trees, polka-dotted trees, and trees in every color of the rainbow. Clank, clank, clank. Linus knocked on one of the metal trees. "Gee, they do still make wooden Christmas trees," asked Linus. He didn't see anything like that in the Christmas tree lot. Then Charlie Brown spotted a small, scraggly pine tree. It had a wooden trunk, a soft green needles. "This little green one here seems to need a good home," he said excitedly. "I don't know," Charlie Brown, Linus said. "Remember what Lucy said. This doesn't seem to fit the modern spirit." "I don't care," Charlie Brown insisted. "We'll decorate it and we'll make it just right for our play. Besides, I think this tree needs me." Soon Charlie Brown and Linus walked onto the stage. "We're back," Charlie Brown announced as he set up the tree of Schroeder's piano. When the kids rushed over to see the tree, their mouths dropped open in shock. The scraggly little tree was not what they had expected. "You're hopeless, Charlie Brown," added Peppermint Patty. "You were supposed to get a good tree. Can't you even tell a good tree from a poor tree?" Lucy asked. Charlie Brown sighed. "I shouldn't have picked this little tree. Everything I do turns into a disaster. I guess I really don't know what Christmas is all about." "Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about?" he exclaimed. "The boys and girls at Timothy Christian School know what Christmas is all about." "Sure, Charlie Brown," replied Linus. "I can tell you what Christmas is all about." Linus crossed to the center of the stage. The lights dimmed and the spotlight shone on him. Charlie Brown picked up the tree and walked outside. He stared up at the night sky. "Linus is right. I won't let all this commercialism ruin my Christmas. I'll take this little tree home and decorate it, and I'll show them that it will work in our play." When he passed Snoopy's doghouse, Charlie Brown pulled a shiny red ornament off the doghouse and proudly hung it on the tree. A look of horror crossed Charlie Brown's face. "I've killed it! Everything I touch gets ruined." His head hung in defeat. Charlie Brown sadly walked away. Then the rest of the Peanuts gang arrived. "I never thought it was such a bad little tree," Linus said. He straightened the tree's bent trunk and wrapped his blanket around its base. "It's not bad at all, really. It just needs a little love." Without speaking, the other kids took the lights and ornaments off Snoopy's doghouse and used them to decorate. Before their very eyes, it transformed into a beautiful Christmas tree. Charlie Brown walked up to the group and barely recognized the tree. "What's going on here?" he exclaimed. And together, they gathered around the beautiful Christmas tree, and they all began to sing. "Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Do you guys know that song? So that's how the Charlie Brown story ended. I love it. This was such a good story because the true meaning of Christmas is all about Jesus and that very special Christmas night when he was born in a manger to Mary and Joseph. Boys and girls, I hope you had a fun time with Mrs. Mack. Have a good night's sleep. See you soon.